Vasudeva e-learning class. Children, in the previous class we discussed about the air, right? So what we discussed in the previous class, children? Yes, we discussed about the meaning of air and in the different ways. How can we feel the presence of the air in the different ways we discussed, right? So then tell me, children, what is mean by air? Yes, you are right, children. Air is a mixture of many different gases and dust particles is called air, right? Air is a invisible mixture of many gases. Okay, so just you understand air is a mixture of many different gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen. Okay, so like that oxygen is included in the air. Okay, so that air is surrounded the earth. Understand? So that is called the air. Okay, about the gases you are going to learn in your higher classes. Understand, children? Okay, children, then tell me in which are the ways we are going to feel the presence of the air, children? Yes, in the three ways we are going to feel the presence of the air. Okay, so in our surroundings or as in our atmosphere. The first way is wind. Second one is breeze. Third one is storm. Okay, so in these three, which is the strong wind, children? Yes, absolutely you are right. Storm is a strong wind, right? So if the storm is blow or is blowing, then the storm it is very harmful to us, because of when this storm is blowing on that time it uproots the tree and also poles everywhere. So this is a very strong wind. Okay, it is making so much of effect. Okay, it is making so much of arms to us. Understand? So children, which air is blowing in a one direction, children? Yes, you are right. Wind is a moving air. Okay, a moving air is called wind. So always this wind is moving in a one direction. Okay, it is moving in one direction only. Okay, next one, children. Next one is that is breeze. Then tell me, children, what is mean by breeze? Yes, you are right. When the wind blows gently, slowly, that is called breeze. Okay, so these are the ways we are going to feel the presence of the air in the atmosphere, children. Okay, and also, so in our surrounding, some activities also tells about the presence of the air, like leaves of the trees are rustles or shaking when the wind is blowing, and when the air is blowing on that time the leaves of the tree rustle. Okay, and cloths are hanging on the cloths line, they are sway, it means they are moving in front and backward. So that activity also tells about the presence of the air. Okay, and also children, when you are going to play the kite, okay, the kite also tells us about the presence of the air. So these are the activities also tells us the presence of the air. Okay, so in today's class we are going to discuss about the properties of air, children. Okay, properties of air, it means what are the characteristics the air has, that we are going to call the properties of air. Okay, so now we are going to discuss all these properties of air in detail. Okay, children. So let's discuss and learn about the first property, that is air occupies space. Okay, air occupies space. Is it possible? Yes, absolutely it is true and it is possible, children. Then how we are telling? How can we know how air is occupies the space? For that, we are going to do one small experiment, children. Okay. For that experiment, we need the balloon and also one glass. Okay. Okay, children. Shall we start our first experiment? Okay. See, for that. Okay, children, in today's class, we are going to discuss and learn about the properties of air. Okay, so properties of air, it means what are the characteristics the air has, that is called the properties of air, children. So here, we are going to discuss about the 5 properties of air that air has. Okay, so first property is air occupies space. Do you know, children, how air occupies space? Don't you know? Okay. So, do you want to know that? It means we are going to do one small experiment. By that experiment, you are going to understand air occupies space. Okay. So, for that experiment, we require first you can take one glass and one balloon. Okay. So, children, now you can put the balloon inside the glass. See, very easily we are going to put the balloon inside the glass, right? So, because of this balloon has empty, right? So, now you can start to blow the air inside the balloon, children. I blow the air inside the balloon and I tied here. Okay? So, children, now this balloon you can put into the glass, inside the glass. Is it possible to put inside the glass, children? No, it is not possible. Why it is not possible to put inside the glass, children? Yes, because of we blow the air inside the balloon, right? Then what happened? The balloon will become bigger, right? The balloon become the bigger. So, balloon become the bigger, it means the air occupies the space of the balloon, right? So, that's why it is become bigger. It is not possible to put inside the glass easily. Okay. So, this experiment tells you air occupies space. See, when we not blow the air inside the balloon, then it is empty. Okay, so this balloon we can put inside the glass very easily. Okay, later we blow the air inside the balloon, then the balloon become bigger. Now we want to put inside the glass, it means it is not possible. Okay, we cannot easily put this balloon inside the glass because of we blow the air, right? That air occupies the space of the balloon. Okay, we blow the air, it means this is become bigger. The air occupies the space of the balloon. So that's why it is not put inside very easily. It is not possible to put into glass. Okay, it is not possible. So this experiment tells us air occupies space, children. Okay, so you are very interested to do the experiment, right? Shall we do one more experiment, children, about this property of air? Okay, so for that experiment, we take a bottle and invert it in a bucket full of water. Press the bottle gradually in the water. Observe. What happens to the water? Does not enter the bottle. Even on pressing this happens, the bottle is not empty. Air is present inside the bottle. Now tilt the bottle slightly, still keeping it inverted. Observe. The air bubbles escape out of the bottle and water enters the bottle. The bottle will be completely filled with water. When there is no air, inside this activity proves air occupies space. Now you understand the first property of air, right? So for this property of air only, shall we do one more experiment for your understanding? Okay, for that we require bucket full of water and one empty bottle. By that things shall we learn how air occupies the space. Okay, are you ready, children? Okay. Okay, children. So now we done two experiments, right? The two experiment what will teach us you? Yes, what did you learn by that experiments? Yes, you are right. Air occupies space, right? Right? Okay, shall we move to the next property, that is air has weight. Okay, so air has weight. Air has weight, children. Do you know? Then tell me, how you are saying air has weight? Don't you know? Okay, don't worry, children. For this property also, shall we do one experiment? Okay, so for that experiment, we require the football. Okay, we require the football, children. Okay, so children, this is the football, right? When the football we hold on our hands, then we are going to feel it has weight. Okay, when the air pass out from the football, then we are saying the football lose, okay, his weight. So by this also we are going to understand the air has weight, children. And for your better understanding or for your more understanding, shall we do one more experiment for the second property, that is air has weight. Okay. For that experiment, we require two balloons, one stick or as your scale and one thread, children. Okay. So by that things we are going to do experiment or as activity. Okay, shall we start our experiment? Okay, children. See, first you take a balloon and fill air into the balloon. You can make that balloon so much bigger. Okay, later you can tie it. You can later tie the balloon, children. And so another one you keep empty. Understand? So later you take the stick and you can tie the both balloons at the edge of the scale, children. Okay, and again you can take the thread, you can tie it in the middle of the scale, children. Understand? So children, just you can hold the thread and you can try to balance the balloon equally, children. Is it equal? Is it possible to balance equally, children? No, it is not possible. Why it is not possible, children? Because of we fill the air into the one balloon, right? So another one balloon is empty. So when we are going to balance these two balloons equally, it is not possible because of which balloon has filled with air, it is heavier and bulky than the empty balloon, children. So that's why it is not possible to balance equally. See, you are observing which balloon filled with air, that is going downside. Okay, which is the empty balloon, that is going upside, right? So why it is happening? Because of this air filled balloon is heavier than the empty balloon, children. So by this activity, I hope you understand air has weight. Isn't it? Now you understand, children, air has weight. Okay, children. So children, now you understand the two activities or as to experiment about the air has weight. To move the third property, that is hair does not have definite shape. Okay, hair does not have a definite shape. So how can we find out that is it a shape or not? Is it hair has shape or not? How can we find? Okay children, see, hair does not have a definite shape, but also it is getting sometimes shape. Okay, how it is getting the shape? In which thing we can find, in which thing will tells us hair gets the shape? Do you know children? Don't you know? Shall I tell you? Okay children. See children. See, already you know that air does not have definite shape. Like that, water also does not have definite shape. Right? So, we want to find out air does not have definite shape. It means for that also shall we observe or shall we check some materials? Okay. Or else some things. Okay. Which are the things tells us hair does not have definite shape? It means, see, for that we require the football, volleyball, okay, bladder, cycle tube, swimming tube. So these are all the things we observe means. Then we will understanding hair does not have definite shape. Okay, see, if we blow the air into the balloon, it means then the hair is going to get the shape of the balloon, right? So if we fill the air into the cycle tube, it means then the air will going to get the tube shape, right children? If we blow the air into the football, it means then the air is going to get the football shape. Okay, like a bladder and a swimming tube. So that also, if you blow the air into the swimming tube and bladder, it means the it is going to get the shape of the that particular thing children. So like that we can tell that air does not have definite shape. Okay, so in which thing we are going to fill the air will going to get the same shape of the thing. Okay, so by that we can say air does not have definite shape children. Okay, so children, next we are going to discuss the fourth and fifth properties in the next class. So until you can do the experiment in your home itself, what are the experiment we done in today's class? Okay, so children, I hope you understand the experiments and also properties of air which we discussed in today's class. Okay, which are the properties we are discussed in today's class children? Yes, you are right. Air occupies space. Second one is air has weight. Third one is air does not have definite shape. Right? So, these three properties of air we discussed in today's class. In the next class, we are going to continue the same topic. Okay. So, until keep reading and keep practice and try to find out to another experiment related to the this properties of air. Okay children. So have a nice day. Bye bye.